Hi, I'm Jim McDonald, and I've worked for almost 40 years with all kinds of families of late talking children, children who are on the autistic spectrum, children called Down syndrome, apraxic, and just a whole lot of late talking children. One of the major problems that children face in learning to communicate is overstimulation. People talk to them too much. There's too much going on in the environment. The problem is that there's too much, it's too fast, and too soon. This is a huge topic, and I'm only going to introduce it in a couple minutes. But what I'd like to say is that people have found, and we have found this in our research over many years, people have found that when you talk less to your child communicates more. When you're playing with them and you do less, rather than building the whole bridge, if you just build a part of it and wait for him, then the child will interact with you more. And as many of these messages are saying, is that the more a child interacts, the more he's going to learn to communicate and to talk. Overstimulation is a huge issue. If a child is not doing something with you, one of the best things that you can do is to do less. It may seem counterintuitive, it maybe doesn't seem like common sense, but the less you do, the more your child will do. And the less you communicate and talk, the more your child will communicate and talk. When a child is overstimulated, he or she tunes out. He's not there anymore. You can often tell just by looking at a child that when you're talking a lot or when you put him in a very busy situation, he's gone. He's in his own world. And what you need to do is to reduce the stimulation. Many of us want our children to go to restaurants, go to shopping malls, go to grocery stores, go to friends' homes. And we're disappointed when the child doesn't do the wonderful things he does at home when he's in these situations. It may be because he's just overstimulated. He's paying attention to too many things, or he's just shut off by a lot. I often find that children will be diagnosed in certain ways, like on the autistic spectrum, on the basis of what they do in situations that are very stimulating, more stimulating than the child can take. And then the child may act in strange ways or may isolate himself, hide away, and then people say, oh, he's got a problem. I have found that the only effective way to assess a child or to determine what a child can do is to put him in a situation that is not overstimulating, put him in a situation that is one where he can be comfortable and he can respond. So what can you do about it? You can match the stimulation that you give your child and the stimulation that the environment gives your child to him. How do you know if you're matching right? You'll know if you're matching right if your child responds to you and stays interacting. I'll probably have a lot more to say about overstimulation in following messages, but I just want you to look at your home, to look at the situations he's in restaurants, in shopping malls, in schools, and ask yourself, is he getting more stimulation than he can take? He's only going to learn to communicate and learn to learn if he has stimulation that he can do, that he can take. And some of that stimulation, probably an important part of that stimulation, is you. You are a major source of stimulation for your child. And if you're doing too much or saying too much, it's going to be very much like white noise, just like, ah, and he's going to go away. So look at your situations and try to make them less stimulating, at least some of the time, at least during 4 or 5 daily routines. Just reduce the situation, reduce the stimulation, and go one-to-one with your child, just the two of you. And you'll find your relationship improves much, much more. Thank you. See you later.